to get rolling into the thing?
Well, let's read some emails first.
Okay.
All right. Well, hold on, ready? And I'm going to do this
Do a
on the
clap.
camera.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into the Calm Down, It's Fine podcast. If you enjoy our stuff, you can help us out by sharing, subscribing, leaving a positive review. If you don't have something good to say or a good review to give, just don't give it at all. But if you like it, share it, subscribe, give us a 5-star rating, and enjoy the episode. Case wakes up.
Oh, my gosh. And the night's over.
My wife's about home, so she can take care of him.
Hey, good
Do you
want
wanna-
back.
Get to work.
I drugged him until you came home.
You like
so
that?
You can go take
Get to
care of
work now.
him. They're having fun while I'm slaving away.
Something happened today. I forget.
You went to work.
Oh, I've never got to say Cassie.
Oh, yeah, finish.
Which is so funny because this is going to be this following week. This story's taking 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We were holding up. I had to make a door and put hinges on it.
Yeah.
On a ceiling, basically, so that you can access the furnace. So I had Cassie holding it up there as I put the hinges on, and his ladder slips, and let's go, and he goes clunk on my head. And instead of cussing, I was like, I wish you were aborted.
My goodness.
That's even better. But I can picture this so perfectly.
Then he goes, well, I'm glad you weren't a toddler and couldn't speak yet, so you couldn't tell my parents to abort me. And I'm like, they wish I wasn't a toddler either. I said, they wish I wasn't a toddler so I could have warned them. Anyways, that's wrong. It's terrible.
Yeah, but I can picture it so perfectly. Like, knowing the both of you. I can envision
Hits me on
this
top
so
of the head.
well.
I was like, anyways, yeah, we have some emails.
Okay. Are any of them from Nikki?
I didn't know people still listen to this show.
Yeah, this is from August 26th. I've just been.
Oh, my goodness.
It's not that-
2022.
It's not that
It's
long.
also the last time we heard from anyone.
Yeah.
No, it's not that long ago.
What about
Come on, Darnold, send it.
What about our biggest fan?
Oh, safety.
Yeah, Arnold. Let's go, Arnold.
I think he said Donald.
Oh, that's the
Arnold.
Next best one.
What's his name?
He said Arnold, right?
Wait.
Go Arnold.
Arnold.
I forget
Who's
what his name
Arnold?
is.
We're playing
That quarterback, Darnold.
Darnold.
I was so on it.
All right, here it is.
That's not a
This
real
is
name.
Tori Easter. Hello again.
Tori Easter, I know
is
her.
in reference to David's dog. This is when we're talking about your dog, Sailor.
Tori.
As the person who owned her grandmother, I'm glad to hear she's breaking generational curses.
You're not allowed to own grandmothers.
What are we talking about my dog about? What did my dog do?
Your dog is part of
Remember-
the slave trade.
Remember, we were talking about.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember this at all. This
I was
happened
talking
too long
about.
ago.
I was calling someone's dog Sailor.
And
they were like,
okay.
It's Winston. It's Abby's dog, and I was like, oh. And then we started talking about your dog, and so I don't know why.
I don't remember this at all.
So, but that's the context. Anyways, she goes, this is in reference to David's dog, Sailor. As the person who owned her grandmother, I'm glad to hear she's breaking generational curses. Her grandmother was a German shepherd who had several large litters with every mutt in town. Sailor's mother had 14 puppies with the deadbeat neighbor dog. Wait, put a pin right there. As a dog, how do you get labeled a deadbeat? You don't provide for your family.
Like,
Yeah, bro.
you just do nothing.
You don't-
loser.
He's a dead because he wasn't there to raise the children.
He wasn't there.
He left.
Yeah.
He doesn't
wasn't in
even.
their
He doesn't
lives.
even know they exist.
How many deadbeat dogs? What's the culture like around deadbeat dog culture?
I don't know, bro. You're the dog guy.
Deadbeat dog.
You're the dog guy of everybody here.
We
It's
get
the equivalent to the hunter's phrase, that dog don't hunt. Yeah,
That pickle-
that
that-
dog won't hunt.
That pickle don't bounce.
Yeah.
Throwback. Do you guys remember that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. If it didn't bounce, it wasn't right. And they would literally used to bounce them before they sold them.
Boom.
Um,
I keep seeing
with
this guy's
every
necklace.
You don't
Sailor's
do that
mother
anymore?
had 14 puppies with the deadbeat neighbor dog, who also had puppies with the other neighbor's dog. Yeah,
He's not
a floozy.
Yeah, he's not a deadbeat. He's just sleazy.
He's a
Had
player.
puppies with the other neighbor's dog, later dying of gangrene when they were a week old.
Dogs?
The puppies.
They can get gangrene?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what? So what happened was.
So glad to see she isn't following in their footsteps.
Yeah. So when Sailor's litter was born, something happened within the pen with the puppies and stuff like that, and the mother, when she was feeding the dog, she got infected. She contracted an infection. She ended up dying. And every once in a while, when Sailor makes me angry, I go, "That's why you killed your mother." And I just say mean things to her. But
then she looks at you and says, "Yeah,
you're next.
you're coming, buddy.
You're next.
Wait until I poison you."
Yeah. No.
Darnold.
Shout out to
Anyways.
Darnold, fan of the longtime listener of the podcast.
Yeah.
Fan of the show.
The White Vikings versus the A's.
LA Rams.
The legs.
Oh, I didn't see the L. I just said
What
A's.
happened here? Oh, it's up in the air. Look, it's an onside kick.
It's a drone.
It's a drone. Yeah, I love knowing what's going on right now. Oh, he got attacked by a horse.
All right, this is from Cam Hafer.
Who's
That's
that?
That's his.
Hello, my name is Cameron Hafer from
Hi there.
from Bridgeville, Delaware.
Cameron. This is
Wait a
this
minute.
is Cameron's burner account.
I've been
Yeah.
listening to your podcast
From
since the
Bridgeville.
start, and I'd like to say everything you have done is awesome by God's grace. I
Awesome.
went to the youth rally in September with First Baptist Church of Seaford and talked to Pastor Cam. I'd like to say thank you
Pastor
guys for
Cam.
all
Pastor.
the fun and amazing things talked about. God bless.
You're welcome,
All right.
sir.
First thing I want to say is when someone calls you Pastor Cam, it kind of sounds recovering fundy.
It does.
So I was talking to Pastor Cam.
Yeah.
It does. It sounds.
has
No, no,
super
no,
Pastor
no.
Ken vibes.
You know,
it
hey,
does.
hey,
It's
hey.
got.
You know what'd be worse? Pastor Cammy.
Oh, that's
Maybe
that
that-
sounds gay.
That's pretty
Yeah, I don't
recovering.
know.
Pastor Cam sounds
Does.
very contemporary.
Pretty gay.
Pastor Sam.
Cameo.
Pastor-
Cameo.
See, I feel like if when we call you Cam, it's like okay because we're friends
Right.
and we've known each other longer than we haven't known each other.
Right.
But if somebody were to call you Pastor Cam, I'd be like, oh,
Yeah, but I
put
feel
some
like-
respect on that.
I feel like
name.
Cameron is already a new age name, you know?
Cameron?
Yeah.
There's a lot of cameras nowadays.
But Pastor Cameron sounds so much better. It sounds
Yeah.
so much better than Pastor Cam.
What about
Whenever I hear Pastor Cameron or
what
anything
about
like that,
what about
100%
senior
am like, this is a joke.
All right,
senior global pastor Cam?
I think this might be why it bothers me.
What his name?
Not his
The
name. Not his,
Oh.
not his name.
We're not ready for
Can
that
you
episode.
think of a pastor where they shorten the pastor's name?
Art preview.
We could start calling
Can you?
Pastor Gary Pastor G.
Let's move on before
Pastor
I say
Gare
something
Bear.
stupid.
I'm just kidding. Cut this.
I was about to say something wild. No, but like
They're kissing.
That looked weird, but
but you
Feel better
if you,
now.
like one most of the times when you're talking about a pastor, you use that guy's last name. Correct? Pastor Manarese, Pastor Ryman, Pastor Easter. Typically, a first name is not used, and if you do use a first name, nobody shortens that name.
No.
Nobody's saying Pastor Cam. Nobody's saying
I've never called his dad Pastor Manarese. I've always called him Pastor Gary as long as I've known him.
But yeah, but you,
I think
But
I've
you
done it. I think I've done it wrong because,
Pastor Daddy-in-law.
yeah, the first pastor I ever had
That
was
sounds
his name was Hal Perry,
You have to
and we
whisper it
always
like
called him
that.
Pastor Hal. And then the pastor right after that was Paul Merritt. We called him Pastor Paul. And yeah, so I've actually never done it with the last name.
but I feel it. But you never shorten the name. Like there's no
No.
Pastor Daves,
Yeah, Taves.
right? There's no Pastor Cam. There's no Pastor Al,
Yo, Pastor Dave
right?
was cooking.
Pastor Dustbin, Dusty
Yo,
Buns,
call me
Pastor
D.
Dusty.
Pastor, yeah.
You can't nickname a guy's first name, but also try to be
Yeah,
respectful.
You
by
call me
putting
on the
pastor in front of it.
streets, Pastor D Nasty. What's up, dog?
Like you just can't do it.
No, that's
Pastor
weird.
Pastor Eddie.
That sounds weird. Pastor Ed. That sounds better somehow.
Than Eddie, for
yeah,
sure.
that definitely sounds better.
Yeah.
Pastor J. That sounds like it's pretty sketchy.
Pastor J.
Pastor J. Pastor J is the leader of the praise and worship
Pastor
team.
Joe. That sounds all right, I guess. That's like an old man name. There's some name.
There's a lot of Pastor
Yeah,
Joes. You
there's
never know what you're gonna get with a Joe.
I feel like Joe's a
It's
name
a wild
that.
card.
But like I said, I feel like people typically use the last name, which is why somebody calls you
I
Pastor
don't
Cam. It
know
sounds
of
weird.
a Pastor I know of Cameron Swain, but
But even then, people call him Pastor.
does he
People
go
just call him
does he
Brother
go to your
Cameron.
meetings?
No, he came to our church.
How do you remember Cameron Swain?
I love this.
How do I remember him?
Like, how do you know that off the top of your head? Because he's pretty much
Because he's in Delaware.
Yeah,
and
Because
I'm-
he's
we're
like
on
a
a regular
loner.
texting
Do what?
basis.
it's like a loner.
I think I think he might have been originally based out of our church.
No, it's Frederica.
It was Frederica.
Yeah,
I know
I
he
remember
used to.
go to our church years ago, and then he went to PBI.
He used to.
but then I didn't hear from him, and then he came back to start a church in Rehoboth, but I haven't seen him in like 15 years.
He used to come to our church a lot,
Yeah.
way back in the day.
Right.
I don't. So I'm
Um,
not as well versed in.
But he came.
whoever's
He
as
came
you
to our
are.
church. I don't know, a month or two ago,
Did he successfully start a church in
like
Rehoboth?
randomly on a Sunday night. There was a reason why he was up north, and because he was up north, he was like, "Hey, I'm doing this thing. Can I swing through?" And Pastor was like, "Yeah, sure." And then just had him preach while he was there.
Did
Yeah, I
he
have
successfully
not-
start a
I-
church
he's
in
a-
Rehoboth? Did it?
I don't know. It's just kind of weird. I feel like
No, he's still down there.
yeah. I know. I feel like they're like. I don't
Maybe
know. I
he-
feel like
maybe he works
has
at
a problem
Diego's.
with us or something because I've never he's never come to any of our meetings.
He doesn't come to our meetings.
He's
either.
literally never been to our church in our church 18 years. Never been to our church,
Yeah, I don't know.
and we've never been there because I don't even know where it's at.
I don't know where his church is either. Matter of fact, he came to our church a couple months ago, and I went, I was picturing you looking different, but, yeah, like our pastor says his name every once in a while, but he came to our church because he was close by, and it was a Sunday night, so he called and was like, "Hey, I'm close by, need to go to church," so he stopped in, but, yeah, dude, I can't.
That's the only other Cameron I know. Oh, Cameron Giovanelli. That's not good. Cameron Giovanelli is he was the pastor of that church that Stacy Shiflett took in Maryland. Yeah, he was.
Maybe
Good.
it's this one.
Big comedy.
Missy, stop it. Hi.
Kayla's here.
Yeah,
and she
Cameron
brought me
Giovanelli
flowers.
was into all kinds of stuff.
Like gratitude.
Gratitude.
Do you,
What?
I don't know. It's also on the pillow.
Nah, he's fallen from grace.
Who is?
Cameron Giovanelli.
Yeah, that guy.
I don't know of any other.
I don't think I know a whole lot of Camerons either.
Oh, maybe I can be the best one.
I'm well from given the past couple of minutes of conversation, the bar's pretty low.
Oh, that's funny.
But you're my favorite Cameron.
Thanks, bro.
Pastor Cam.
Stop. It sounds awful.
It does not sound great. Not to make fun of this Cameron guy, this Cameron kid. That's it. Isn't that his name? The email.
Yeah.
Oh, then we didn't even list him. He's on there.
What about pastors?
I'm not. He might be a pastor one day.
Yes.
I'm not calling him Pastor Cam.
Let's see.
Sorry, I found the First Baptist Church of Lewis. I'm checking them out.
He's trying to find out where this guy's church is.
Yeah, I just want to know what's going on here.
Yeah, but he was just saying thank you guys for doing the podcast and keeping it going. And
Of course, Cameron. Thank you for listening.
Cam Hafer.
Try buying a shirt or a hat. If you buy one, maybe Cameron will send it to you.
Are we
Or you want to?
Yeah, it's her fault.
You want?
It's at the church, isn't
It's
it?
our intern. Our intern isn't doing their job.
Yeah. Sorry,
Well,
Chucky.
that's because you're an intern.
Sorry, Chucky. Chucky Klotz.
Unpaid intern.
All right, Dustin.
Kayla, how would you react if
Huh?
somebody called your
Are
husband
we
Pastor
doing
Cam?
this?
Pastor Cam. People actually call him Pastor Cam?
I mean, it's not that insane, but I get it. Like, you're really planting it in here.
I do 100%.
I've never heard of anything worse than Pastor Cam.
If I was
It's awful.
if I was
It's
standing
terrible.
if I was standing by and somebody said, "Hey, Pastor Cam," I would go like this. That's the physical. Yeah, or Pastor Manarazi.
Or Pastor Cammy Lammy.
I feel like Pastor Cam is too. You can't. I feel like if you're talking about a pastor in general, you can't shorten their first name and also try to be respectful by saying pastor.
Oh, you feel weird.
I would call him Pastor
I
Clark.
would call him Pastor
You
Michael.
would not. What do you call him? You call him Brother Mike.
I call him Brother Mike.
Yeah, but I'm saying like people like at church that don't say brother. None of one says brother at your church.
I do
Our church?
only for certain people.
At your church.
It's been 4 years, Kayla.
I know.
Because there's Pastor Clark, like some adults that don't say brother, like they say Pastor Clark.
I only say brother for certain people, like Brother Kaiser, Brother Samson.
Because you've heard it.
Yeah.
He's also not a pastor, so you can't call him Pastor
I had to
Sam.
tell
Yeah.
Israel Ryman, hey, buddy.
What if somebody called him Pastor Sam?
Israel, on the job site, let's not go around saying we love each other so much.
I just feel like you can't
Is
be.
that-
I feel like you can't be formal by saying pastor and also informal by giving them a nickname. To me, it just sounds weird. Like if somebody said Pastor Cam in front of me, I go,
If you're
dude.
Yeah.
When my
you're ever a
pastor has
pastor-
friends come preach at our church
You're
and
ever-
they call him Alan, I go, who's that?
yeah,
I don't like that at all.
if you're ever a pastor,
That's
I'm calling
weird.
you Pastor Dave.
No, don't call me Pastor Dave.
No, Pastor D.
Pastor. Oh, not
I'm gonna-
Davey.
Pastor Dave.
I'm going to call Pastor Gary Pastor Gare.
Yeah.
Gare Bear.
Gare Bear. I like that.
Gare Bear. Speaking of you guys only been married for 4 years, Michael Shelton texted me last night and said, "Hey, random question. How long have you been married?" And I said, "What? What?" I was so confused. I was like, "Dude, I've been married for 8 years. In May will be 9." And he goes, I kid you not, he goes, "Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just having an argument with my mom. She said that you got married just shortly before Cameron did."
Why was
Yeah,
you having
And I was like,
argument?
"What is this argument?"
That's a strange. That and yeah, it was shortly 4 years before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so then at that point I was
Why?
like, what a random argument to have. And I know he's going to be listening to this. So what a random argument to have. And I said, I mean, I guess in the grand scheme of things, it is shortly before.
Yeah,
And he
when-
goes, "What does that mean?" And I went, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, like you live 70 years. What's 4 years? Like
Right.
4 years
Yeah.
isn't a long time.
Did this spark a new argument?
Huh?
Did this spark a new argument?
It did. It confused him.
Mom, you idiot.
The reason I said that is because it was very clear to me that he was saying, "No, David's been married so much longer." And so
Yeah, look at him. He's old.
So when he brought up the fact that he was arguing his mom with this, I just immediately took the side of his mom. And I was like, well, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it is
Yeah,
kind
when you
of short.
consider how old the Earth is, I mean, what's
Dude, what's 4 years?
4 years
And then-
is like nothing.
So I was just immediately took the side
Yeah.
of his mom. And then he was like, "That's random." And I was like, "No, what's random is you arguing about my marriage."
Yeah. How long you been married? 30 years. You know, it's not that long. You know, I mean, I'll probably live to be
Yeah.
60,
Why were they
70.
talking
You know?
about that? I want a detailed email, Michael, of why this came up, how it came up, why it came
Yeah.
up, and if you were arguing to your mom about why you should be able to get married,
I
she
like-
was saying no. And if you were arguing with your mother about that, you shouldn't get married yet.
Who?
I'll tell you this: I've been married a way long time before Michael Shelton.
You don't go home and just immediately start like marriage trivia with like whoever's home. Like, hey, how long have they been married? Oh, I'll tell you.
Yeah, hey, Michael, send an email. Tell us about your trauma. And
Gabriel's married. Gabriel Shelton.
Gabe.
Is he
Gabe.
married yet?
Pastor Gabe.
Gabe.
Is he married?
Stop.
Gabriel, he's engaged. Yeah, he is.
I didn't even
He's
know he was engaged.
Yeah,
Gabriel, he might be married
They
now.
got it. Well, I don't know. They got engaged at youth rally
Where was our
because he was in there. Remember?
Yeah.
at your youth rally, and they'd be married by
Or
now?
youth ablaze is what I meant.
Yeah.
Don't you
I
remember?
have something I need to tell you later.
Tell me right now. Oh,
I
don't tell
can't.
me now.
I can't tell you now.
Ooh.
Dustin, why don't you tell us about how you got scammed?
I forgot about that.
Was he paying off a car for 14 years
No.
while he was in the military?
No, it was,
He went.
all right.
You clicked on one of those emails.
No. Listen. So this is what happened.
Speaking of cars,
Yeah. So I got a text from my grandmother and said, "Hey, so and so."
Wasn't your grandma?
No. And they said they're selling a car on Facebook. You should look into it. It looks like it's a good price. So I went to his Facebook, and I know the guy. I've known him like my entire life. Used to go to church with him. Whatever. Went to his Facebook. He's selling a 2007 Honda CRV. It's in really good condition. It's got low miles.
I have a Honda CRV. It's a 2014. It's literally right outside the store.
Amen. But look, and then I've known the guy, and like I've never thought of him as like someone to rip anyone off. He was only selling it for like $1,800. I'm like, man, that's a steal. Looking at this car, I'm like, it looks beautiful. It's got this full description in there. So I messaged him like, hey man, I want what's going on here? Like, would you take $1,500? Like, we go back and forth, and then so then I'm like, okay. Like he's like, look, I want to deposit. So I can hold it until I can meet you on Sunday, and then we can, go from there. I'm like, okay. And he's like, if you don't want it, just give you the money back. I'm like, sounds good. Like, totally normal. So then he sends me, he's not an old man, but he's like very old man minded. Like, he's not good with technology or anything. So, huh? Right. Yeah. So, and like, again, I've known him my whole life. So then, he's like, just send me to my Apple Pay. So he sends me his Apple ID, which, it looks kind of funny because it's like
It's raining starburst over here.
it's like a super
Quick, serious question.
Yes.
Kayla doesn't play for your softball team, does she?
she'd be better than Dustin. I'm
Yes.
just joking. I'm just
Apparently, the safest place to be is where she's aiming.
Shut
Kayla, stop throwing them. Honey, I wanted one.
No,
Yeah,
you get them all.
She gave one to everyone else in the house before you.
Kayla, don't let him control you like that.
No,
Keep throwing
you don't
them.
have to keep throwing them.
All right, continue your story.
Throw him at his big, beautiful head.
Continue. Continue.
All right.
He just kept coming.
Dude, yeah. They were hitting everything but the target. Well, did you just pick one up on the stairs? All right, continue your story. How did you get?
Okay. So anyway, he sends me his Apple ID, and it's like one of those like really like long, like like someone that just makes an email in a rush, and it's like whatever, just, like. So I try to send him the money, and then like I get this text that says it doesn't go through, and then he texts me out, and this is all on Facebook Messenger. He's like, hey, it didn't go through. I'm like, okay. He's like, can you try again? I'm like, yeah, I can. So then he's like, we'll try this Apple ID. Maybe this one will work. So then he gives me a different one. And then I sent it to him, and I got the same text, said it didn't go through. So then he was like, hey, it didn't go through. I'm like, okay, well, but what do we do now? And he's like, well, let me try this one more thing. Then he tries a different one, same thing, got the same text, and then
before you know it, you just sent $1,500 out to
$1,200. So then I'm like, and it was relatively normal, but then I'm like, look, I can't keep doing this until like
your bank account's empty.
Yeah, I mean, the text says it's pending, so it'll get refunded in a couple days. But I still I just sent you $1,200. I can't just keep doing. I'm like, so if you have to give it to someone else, but then he keeps pushing, like, no, send me the money, try it, and I'm like, all right, this is getting weird. So then I'm like, all right, this seems weird now because he would just wouldn't leave me alone. So then I call my mom and I'm like, can you ask Miss Larimore if he's selling a Honda CRV? Like, it looks legit. She knew what post I was talking about, and she's like, yeah, I'll just make sure because that does sound kind of weird. And then she calls me back and she just said, nope, they don't have his Honda CRV. It's a scam. I was like, even the text that were sent to me, they were fake too. So I called Apple, And what frustrates me is when I talk to the people at Apple Pay, they said, "Well, we can't do anything because the money came from your bank account
Because
I'm
you
like,
sent it.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, like whatever. Like it still says pending like on my end. Like you can't just like stop it. Like you have just say no. Anyway,
What's this guy's name?
Robert Foster.
Oh, you said
And
Miss Larimore.
You know what's frustrating?
I know a Larimore.
Is that the post is still on his Facebook. That's how much of an old man he is.
He just hasn't deleted. That's wild.
Like, anyway. So then I call my bank. We go, and they're like, "Well, look, we can't do anything because the money hasn't actually drafted yet." I'm like, "Fine." And I like, mind you, I spent like an hour on the phone with Apple Pay. Now I'm talking to my bank. So then finally the money does come out. Start going through like another process for them.
Because then they have to make a claim. They can't make a claim until the money comes out.
Money's come out. So then I start talking to them, and they're like, "Well, we actually can't do anything because it was drafted from our account to Apple Pay, and we can't dispute with anyone because we'd just be disputing with Apple Pay." So then they're like, "You're gonna have to try to call them back." So I called them back, and then I'm like, before I wasn't getting ignorant with anyone on the phone. Then I started getting ignorant with everyone in Apple Pay. And I'm like, "You keep going up. I don't care. Put me," and then like the last person, like, put me in with someone that like speaks like normal English. And then so I got to talk to one of the bank that runs Apple Pay, one of their like supervisors, which was crystal clear like communication. It wasn't like
no language barrier.
Yeah. And then she's like, "Well, the problem is, we could have done something before the money came out." And I'm like,
You never got it back.
I told her, and I'm like, "Okay, I understand you're like." So I started arguing with her, and I'm like, "That's fine. I understand what you're saying, but you can pull the records of the phone like call. You said it was recorded. The person I talked to 5 days ago said they couldn't do anything because the money came out of my bank account.
So
you're telling me that you could like?
So are you just like out $1,200?
So I have to file a subpoena through the court system and legal system, which is currently stuck at the Harrington Police Department. So, how
long until you just?
So you lost $1,200.
Yeah, how long?
I'm still pushing it.
How much more do you have to go through before you just go whatever?
I'm just gonna keep doing it. I mean, it's not right that how many other people are they scamming out of money? So I don't know. I'm just gonna keep going through with it.
No, which obviously I agree with that. I'm just saying how much more hoops do you have to jump through before you give up?
A lot. I mean, I'm
$1,200 is a lot of
more
money.
frustrated.
It is.
That's 3 weeks. That's 3 weeks of pay for him.
Of allowance that McKenzie gives him?
No. It's like a week and a half.
It's like 3 weeks. That's a month's wages. A month's wages.
I mean, $1,200 is a lot. Like for sure, I would definitely be going.
It wasn't like your typical like old person scam. Like if you send me all your money, once I get out of jail, I'll reimburse you like $1 million. And they're like, "Oh, that's a good idea, good investment." Like,
yeah, no,
that's where I'm at.
It only happens
I don't
to
know.
the richest of us.
But it wasn't like whoever was doing this wasn't targeting people that had money. It wasn't like for like a car, like a $50,000.
It was literally just like official.
It was for
just like to see who bites.
Yeah, it was for an $1,800 Honda CRV. So yeah, it was literally targeted at poor people. Like, how low do you have to be?
Ryan, you fell for it.
Yes.
Poor stupid people.
Just who
The ones who have the least among us. Money.
Who can't pass up a deal on a CRV.
Yes. So I'm gonna start a GoFundMe. All right, just I'll scam you out of your money.
We got him.
We got him, boys.
I really I was mad the whole day, and like what's irritating is like I have no means of figuring out who this is, and I would love to just punch him right in the mouth.
You'll never find out who it was.
I'm still mad at him, and I don't think it happened.
I have these daydreams where like they find him, like, "Do you want to meet him?" And then I'm like, "Yeah," and then I find him, and then I'm like, "Come in," and and I get into the jail somehow, and I beat him up.
1,200 is just the right amount.
It's not like
$100.
It's not going to end your life.
It's also like a ton of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. It's
Well, I
not.
thought about it. I'm like, okay, if he just took like 400, I would have been irritated. But I'm like, whatever. I
It's
guess
not. Yeah, it's not so much money that like your life is messed
No.
up.
But I feel like
but it
anything,
is-
I feel like anything more.
It's
Anything
way
more
than enough money to be angry about
Yeah.
it for months.
anything more than $1,000 to me. It's not like a crazy amount of money, but it's like you're like,
Oh, yeah.
okay, well that's like that could have been nice.
I think I would just be more mad at the fact that somebody got one over on me. I think I'd be more mad about the fact that I got.
Well, the
than the
frustrating
fact that
thing
it was $1,200.
is that like I had the extra money because I put in like a buttload of overtime over the course of July.
Right.
So now all of that work. Yeah,
Bro, if it was
All
if it
of
was
the-
$400, if it was fajita money, not even $1,200, if it was fajita money, I'd be
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna fist fight these people.
I hate
But for me, I don't think it'd be about the money for me. It would just be for the fact that somebody got me.
well, there's twofold.
I have a particular set of skills. I will find you.
That's what I'm like.
Right? Dude, I would be
will kill you.
I would be so mad. Like I said, and I don't even think I'd be mad about the money. I would just
I
be
just-
mad at the fact that I got.
I just want to know. I just wish I had some friends that knew how to do like illegal computer stuff, and they could figure out where this guy was.
Get Micah on it.
Yeah, Micah, go.
Oh,
All right, do you want to get into the thing?
Yeah,
God.
the tote.
All right.
Topic of the episode.
The Amish, otherwise pronounced Amish in some area circles of life. So we're going to talk about the Amish, and what I have here first is a little bit of Amish trivia. All right, this is between you two. All right,
Oh,
this
we're
is-
starting with the
this is-
trivia.
Heck, yeah, you fool, you idiot. We're
Oh
doing this
dang!
right
bro.
off the
You
bat.
calling me dumb, bro?
Just
I'm-
kidding.
Bro,
All right.
I got so many
Get-
$1,200.
Listen, buddy. It's tied up in a Bronco.
Not yet. It's not. Our first payment is November.
No. All right, listen. So a little bit of backstory. All right, the Amish are like a conservative, like private group, United States.
Agreed. True.
Yes.
I'm winning. Point David.
All right. So anyway, they're found in way more states than you would think. So the way this trivia is going to work for the first two questions is going to be the Price is Right rules. Right. So if you go over, you don't get a point.
He's put so much effort into this.
I'm serious.
I know. I love it.
You
I love
know.
it.
You know how.
Is this what you're doing in school tonight?
Huh? Yeah. I stopped doing work and started doing this.
He sounded like he didn't hear the question first. What's that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought about,
Yeah.
I thought about what he said. All right, you guys understand Price is Right rules, right?
Yeah, I
so
do.
if
You can't go
yes,
over.
you can't go over
your
it.
bust. Close.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So it's between you two. All right. So David, whenever you do the editing, you just put like a little like game show thing.
Ding.
All right. First question. Are you ready?
No. Point
Ha-
David.
How many Amish or Amish are there in the U.S. right
Dude,
now?
It's gotta be.
What's the 2024 estimate?
It's gotta be at least 12.
There's 7 million Jews in Israel.
I can't.
We won't bust.
There is.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be more than 12.
What if he guesses 13? Like, who's
I
gonna?
know. All right. How many?
That's a terrible. Don't ever do that. That's like the worst you could ever
All right,
do.
It's gotta
realistically,
be at least 12. man.
5
It's
million.
like what?
Okay.
It's not wrong.
He says 5 million. What's your guess?
To 5 million? That's way more than I would think. I would go 1.3 million.
1.3. Are you sticking with 5? Well, you both busted because it was 394,720.
I was right the first time. At least 12.
Yeah, you would have won if you
There's
guessed
not
12.
even a million of them.
Not even a million. Bro. I knew. I did.
As many as kids as they have. I feel like per capita.
You understand how funny that? You guessed a million. If he guessed 12, he would have won. You know, he would have won. So, yes, that's the current 2024 estimate is 394,000.
So I gotta be honest with you. A million people. I thought it would be less than a million, but because he said 5, I was like, nah, I gotta shoot high.
Yeah,
I don't know. man.
I just can't get over that. You
I
said
just see
12, and
so
you actually would
many
have
of them.
won if you guessed 12.
Yeah.
I see so many of them.
Well, like, and it's if you look at, so I looked at like their population over the last like 20 years or 30 years, and it in the last 10 years has like it's not doubled every year, but it's probably like quartered every year.
So
So-
they're growing.
It's a growing population.
Look because they have,
Really?
They have like a million kids.
Yes.
Yeah, I would think though. Like they'd be going
Alright.
apostate.
So, David, for editing purposes, first round, no points.
0.
Nothing. Round 2,
Cameron's the loser, has 0 points.
or not round 2. Second question, still Price is Right rules. All right.
All right.
How many Amish are there in Delaware?
25,000.
What are you gonna say? Are you gonna say it?
No. I gotta go. I think it's gotta be more than 25,000. I wanna go. I'll go 30. 30.
Dude, if you said 12 for both of these, you would have won because
No, I said 30. 30 people.
30 people? You're such a liar.
No, I know. I meant 30,000.
All right, the correct answer is 1,990.
There's only 1,200 Amish people in Delaware.
No. 2,000. 1,990 is not 1,200.
Okay, look, we build. Like, I feel like I know half.
Almost
of them.
2,000.
Yes.
Still, even then,
I feel like I know
2,000.
half of them.
Do you want to know? This
They
is
do
not.
all our concrete. They do all our houses.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
friends that work for Amish.
But then,
people,
okay, but think about how many people are on that crew.
5,
and they're all brothers.
Yeah. So it's not actually that many.
5, 6, probably 20 of them all together on
Dude,
different crews.
Okay, so let's
I
say
don't
that
know,
there's.
Yeah, I feel like those
2,000.
are good odds.
How do they
Yeah,
come
but
up
how
with
many
this?
construction companies are there in Delaware?
Time
So
out.
even if you had like
How do they
1,000.
come up? How do they come up with this number that there's only 2,000 in Delaware?
Huh?
Because I guarantee you the Amish people aren't taking the consensus.
It's not consensus, it's just census.
So, whatever. It's getting late,
It's
dude.
consciences.
Well, so these numbers aren't like it's not down to like the like individual like per but it's a pretty good estimate because they
Dude, I'm an
so
idiot.
listen the
I'm
Amish
so
the
dumb.
Amish still have to pay taxes. I looked it up.
Do they?
Mm-hmm. How are they doing this census though?
Consensus.
I don't think they're actually doing a census. I'm assuming it's just based off of what their tax records.
So we
show.
can come to a consensus that there's 0 points between the two.
We
of us.
can't actually, other than going off what's reported, we can't like if it's like actually 20,000. I mean, no one's gonna know unless you like counted all of them individually.
Yeah, I guarantee you they're not
We're
taking
not
a
gonna do
survey on an iPad.
No, I don't know what they're doing, but these are the numbers we have.
These are the numbers. We
All
don't
right.
know if they're
So,
accurate.
Still, no points.
12.
All right, this one will, for the sake of someone getting a point, I will award to whoever
I
is
should have got that point.
whoever's
You busted.
whoever's closest straight line distance wise, and which we'll look up. Which state has the least amount of Amish? They have to have an Amish population. It can't be like zero.
Missouri.
Amish population of some sort. Go.
Obviously, it's Pennsylvania or Missouri.
No, least.
Least. Pennsylvania's the most.
I thought
Yeah.
it
You
was
would
the
have.
most. I thought it
You
was the
would have
most.
died with that one.
No, he locked it in Pennsylvania.
No, he didn't lock it in.
In state? Like,
The state. There's so they
so surely there's got to be like, in California, there's none.
well, it can't be one that has zero. It's got to be one that has some sort of population. What number is that? That's the lowest one.
It's got to have at least like a point,
And
a fraction of a percentage.
so this isn't like gaming or anything, but California does have Amish people in it. I looked it up.
I'm
There's
gonna
more states that have than
say. I'm gonna go. See, I'm gonna think that it's got to be a smaller.
Maine.
I'm gonna say it's got to be a smaller state,
No.
more like
Michigan.
metropolitan. I'm gonna go like something like Jersey.
Okay. Are you locking at Jersey?
I'm gonna lock in Jersey.
Michigan.
I don't know which one is closer. You guys are both wrong, but the answer was New Mexico. Do you know how
So
many?
you're asking which state is closer to
we have
Missouri?
to- yeah, like straight line distance. Probably, I guess Michigan would be right.
Closer to Missouri for sure.
To New Mexico.
To New Mexico.
So
Where
you
am I
got the
getting
point.
Missouri
I don't
from?
know. He said it.
Oh.
Missouri, there's a lot of Amish in Missouri.
I think Michigan is closer geographically.
All right, so Cameron gets that point. Put it on the board. 1 point, Cameron.
Let's see. I don't like the way you pointed this out.
If we keep doing this, no one's gonna get a point.
Is my percentage closer than his percentage? That's what I need to know.
Don't
worry, it'll come up in the edits if I'm right.
I gotta
Go
look it
on,
up
next
again.
question. Next question.
Amish population.
You're a fraud.
I gotta find the chart I found.
You're a fraud.
All right. Oh, population.
This game show's a sham.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna pull up this chart that I had from before, just so we can fix everything.
Actually,
you
I
wanna know-
appreciate the fact that he's got info.
I do. Okay, so because you locked in at Jersey, right?
Yeah.
Need more of this.
So in some capacity, hold on, where's it at? I know it was on here somewhere. New Jersey.
Oh, that was a good run.
So I guess there's no reported anyone in New Jersey. So on a technicality,
0%.
you could have been right, but they have to have a population of some sort.
I would have been disqualified because I picked a state that had 0.
Jersey's,
You would have been
Jersey's a
just
fast-moving state for
Yeah.
Amish.
Well, that's why I picked. I figured it's close
wanna
enough to PA that there had to be at least a couple.
Guess,
Fast-moving,
yeah.
hustling people.
That's I figured
Do you
you're
wa-
right there next to those.
Guess how many
Dunkins.
are in New Mexico? Guess what the reported number is.
7, 12,
100.
12.
So you were closer. Which this isn't like
Really?
a this
Come
isn't
on.
this isn't a point
It's
one
not
now.
worth. Oh, now it's not worth the
It's
point.
not. I don't have it written down. It's not an
oh
actual
my
question. It's
gosh.
30.
Dude, what a sham.
30
Dude,
Amish.
This
It's one family.
Yeah. All right. Question number 4.
They're colonizing out there.
Come on now, buddy. Switch over. All right. In which state is there a popular vacationing spot for Amish and Mennonites?
Ohio.
We'll do straight line distance for this one too, because I doubt you got either one of you are gonna get this right.
Okay, well, I guess I'm changing my answer.
I'm gonna go Utah.
Okay.
Where my friends always go.
Why are you, bro? You just
I'm waiting for it because
Florida.
I spoke to you
Florida.
soon, so I should.
I did.
All right, well, he nailed it. It's Florida.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Our guys always take off and go to Florida.
Yeah, they're probably going. It's called Pinecraft.
They
It's
take
an
they take buses down there.
yeah. It's an Amish Mennonite community.
And Ohio.
Yeah. Well,
They go to
so
Ohio and
yeah.
they go to Florida.
well, they get it's called Pinecraft. You can look it up. It's in Florida. It's an Amish community. They have a church, and like whatever. But it's like a secluded community where they can enjoy the beach without any of the sin.
You guys talked before this.
No.
I was
next
so
question.
impressed by that. That was amazing. He nailed
Next
it like right.
question.
You were like,
I don't know how many times our guys have taken off when they take
He
off.
said Ohio first, and you let him switch to Florida.
that's my look. It's my fault, but
Because Ohio
I'm just saying.
is
I
a big,
feel like I'm
they have
being
a
cheated.
big Amish population.
they do have a big Amish population.
I'm
All right.
just saying. There's some debauchery going on right now.
I've worked
Listen.
with Amish my whole life.
Your whole life.
I have.
Yeah, he
Back when
came
you
out.
were carving your name into trees and getting yelled
When I
at.
started
He was
working.
delivered by an Amish
Yeah,
doctor.
This guy.
All right. So 2 points on the board for Cameron, 0 for David. You'll get there. Question number 5. This one, listen, and this one's a good one. All right, this is a really good one. Which state had the most Amish in 1992?
Pennsylvania.
You locking in Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, what year did you say?
Ohio.
1992.
Oh no, I think that was it's Pennsylvania. Go.
I'm gonna go with Ohio since he took Pennsylvania.
Well, Cameron got that one too because it was Ohio. They had 34,830.
Y'all are cheaters. You guys are cheating.
Well, he's right. The two, I mean, Ohio and Pennsylvania the most now. But look, Ohio held the title for the most Amish until 2010 when Pennsylvania took the lead, and they
Dude,
have a
pull
big
up his
lead.
Safari tabs. He's got Amish fun facts. Go.
He was looking this up. All right, so what is that? We had 3 points now.
Mhm.
No points.
Mhm.
You're still in this. All right, you can still win.
Yeah, second
We
place.
do,
Woohoo.
listen, we have we have a question with a bonus point. If you get that right, you get 2 points. So you're still in this thing. But that's not this one. That's later on.
Points.
Question number 6. Where is the oldest Amish settlement? David, go first. Trying to help you out.
Oldest Amish.
The oldest Amish settlement in the
Outer
United States.
Banks, North Carolina.
I'm gonna go Massachusetts.
No.
Bro,
The answer is so obvious. It's Lancaster County. It's the oldest Amish community in the United States of America.
I'm closer.
I feel like nothing is Lancaster. I feel like all these questions aren't going to be that. So I think go with
Lancaster.
that.
No, that's just where Promised Land is.
It's kinda
That's
stoked.
kind of still good. It's not even Lancaster.
What did you say, Massachusetts?
I did.
It's in Massachusetts.
Let's see what their Massachusetts Amish population is. It's looking like 0. There's no Amish in Massachusetts.
Bro, I'm anti-Amish. I don't even believe it on those people.
It's so old that no one lives there anymore. It's just an abandoned Amish town.
I went with like the first.
All right,
Go.
we're just gonna go to the next one. Number 7. Are the Amish allowed to fly on a commercial plane? True or false?
No,
You didn't phrase that question like it
No,
was true or false.
they're not.
But
Are the
I'm-
Amish allowed to fly on a commercial plane? True. I feel like that's definitely I phrased it true or false.
You can't ask a question and then
Or
say
yes
true
or no. I mean, whatever. It's the same.
Since I answered first and I said yes, then he can't have that.
But it also said you said
What the-
no.
I did say
You
no,
did
you're
say
right.
no.
You said no, but also if I say no, that just means it cancels out. Neither
Okay.
one of us get a point. But I'm also
You're not
gonna
allowed to.
say
All my friends always take vans or buses from someone else driving. They never fly.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say no.
All right, you both got it wrong.
They
So
are.
generally,
Dang,
yes.
I was gonna say yes
It really
too.
depends on the bishop.
I said no.
It depends on the bishop, and it depends on the severity of the thing. Like if it's
If it's a family member. who's
Yes.
dying.
I was gonna
So
say
the bishops
yes,
usually,
but I
like-
said no just to spite you.
Yeah, those guys usually, like, some guys will have smartphones and some won't.
yeah.
It's all depending.
It
on
all
what their
depending on whatever
bishop
the
says.
elders
Yeah.
in the church decide.
I know how all that stuff works.
All right.
I just apparently don't know their geographical locations.
All right, points on the board. Still 3 for Cameron, 0 for David.
Thanks.
We're
Rub
getting
it
there.
in.
Sorry. Question number 8. How long does the typical Amish wedding ceremony last? We can do Price's Right rules for this one. Just the wedding part, not the whole ordeal. Just the wedding.
We'll go 5 hours.
Okay.
Ceremony? I'm not familiar with this.
Oh,
8 hours.
hamming it up because he knows.
All right, locking in.
Yeah.
Locking in.
Uh-huh.
You're both wrong. You both busted. 3 hours.
Dang. It's still way
But-
too long.
It's very long. but the entire the reception, everything is the entire day. They
See,
make a day of it.
I figured it was either going to be really, really
They had to
long.
Travel the whole day before.
Yeah.
No doubt. It takes them a week to get there. I thought it was either going to be really, really long or it's going to be really, really short. Like 7 minutes.
I was thinking like Israelite,
Like,
a
yeah.
week long.
Jubilees.
Week long. Yeah.
So when I researched this, I thought this is like probably the most interesting fact of the entire thing. What is the name of the Amish hymnal?
I don't know.
A Dunkard's handbook to songs.
Dunk hymns. Dunkard hymns.
A Dunkard's guide to harmony.
Is that why you said earlier Dunkin' Donuts?
Did I say
That's what Dunker
Sure.
Donuts.
Dunkard donuts?
That's how is this not a thing?
I feel like we should give David a half point for just being the best answer ever.
A Dunkard's guide to harmony.
No. Okay. Well, obviously, no one got this right, but it's called the Ausbund. And it's the oldest.
How would what?
Listen. Just hear me out.
I don't know if you know this. I don't
Listen.
speak Dutch.
It's the
Ausbund.
oldest continuously used hymnal in the world. It was written by the Anabaptist.
Ooh, I have fun
Isn't that
facts
cool?
with that. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Question number 10, and this one has a bonus point. All right.
Oh man,
So if you get that one right, you get 2 points.
then I'm on the board.
Yeah. Well, look, if you get all of this
All
right,
right, or
that's a
2.5.
tie, and we got to go in
'cause
overtime.
You gave me a half
Right?
point for my
Listen.
joke.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. So you have to get the whole thing right. All right. All right. Question number 10. Some Amish communities allow the use of combines and tractors, but only under this condition. Go.
It can't have tires.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Okay. What's yours?
So I know that they can have.
Or maybe it's engines. I'm gonna go with tires.
I don't know. The guys that we work with all have Bobcats and stuff. As long as it isn't driven on the road. It
This is really hard.
It has to be transported to the field and used on the farm,
Okay.
not for transport.
So
Because our guys get people
Yeah.
to drive the trailers there, and then they use the equipment at the job.
Okay, so we can discuss how we're gonna do this. So, your answer was the most correct. As far as the actual answer,
it can have wheels, but
it cannot have rubber.
Yeah,
it's gotta be
tires.
steel.
It can have
It'll be
wheels,
steel
but
wheels.
it can't have tires.
But you gave the reasoning for why. The reason they have to have steel wheels is
you already said mine was most correct.
Yeah. So it's really hard to do this.
You can give him a point and give me a point.
Well, the problem is you gave the answer to the bonus question. So,
But he can't get a bonus point because he didn't get the regular
Hey,
question right.
that's
give
fine.
him a point and give me a point.
All right, you both get a point.
What in the communist?
I'm going to. All right, so we're going to
What
have to
is
go into
socialism?
overtime. Did I have a fourth an overtime question written down?
Overtime? He's
Yeah.
winning. What are
Yeah.
we going to overtime for?
Listen, this one.
Let's end this episode. It's 4-1. I gotta go to bed.
All right, fine. All right, end of this. He won. You lost. Sorry. It's just the way the world goes. If you were Amish, what would your Amish name be?
It'd be
All right.
David because it's a Bible name.
So
Go.
I went up to an Amish kid one time at a softball game, and I was playing for the Bucks at that time. All those Mennonite guys.
Yeah.
And so I showed up to practice, and I sat down on the bench to put my cleats on, and there was an Amish boy sitting there. I said, "How you doing?" And he looked at me and didn't say anything. And I was like, "Okay." And I said, "What's your name?" He goes, "Vernon." I never forgot that.
That's
kid's
your
name.
Amish name?
Yeah.
I've never forgotten that for as long as I lived.
So, all right, you're David. You're Vernon.
Mine's a Bible name.
He said,
My name's Master Yoder.
Vernon.
Vernon. That's funny. All right, number 2. If you were an Amish elder, what's one rule you would change?
You're allowed to have running water in the house. I mean, that's a pretty big one, right?
Bring the toilets inside.
That was not even close to my answer. Go.
Bring the toilets inside.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a pretty go-to.
I say more buckets.
Vehicles.
Electric. You can have a vehicle.
Yeah.
A vehicle.
Yeah, being able to drive.
Mine was Amish pro wrestling on weekends. You know how funny that would be? That would be my first thing.
He's churning the butter.
All right. What would your Amish trade be? Yeah, it's a very community-based
Carpentry.
thing.
Yeah, I'd
That's
be like
pretty easy.
every other one of them, and I'd build pole barns.
Yeah.
I feel like that'd be your stereotypical. Just
I
building
would-
pole barns.
I would be a horse feeder, and I would drug the horses so that they would do more work faster.
Nice.
That's where the term
That is so true.
souped up came from. Is racehorses,
Blue
they
Hen.
used to drug the mess out of them so that they would run way faster.
The owner of Blue Hen,
You know,
Darren, he just bought a pole building company, and his son runs it, and they're all put up by Amish. The one right
Yeah.
over here across the street.
I know. We're just all. I feel like. Oh, you work for Amish crew? How many pole barns have you put up this month? That's the first question I ask.
It's true.
12.
Big century. Big century.
That's the answer of the night.
This is a big century for pole barns.
Yeah, bro. Everybody's got pole barns.
I want one. All right, question number 4. How many Amish could you fight simultaneously?
Dude, I mean, I could fight an infinite number. Are you asking how many I would win in a fight against?
Yeah, okay. This is a fight that you would have to win.
I mean, they're
Be
strong,
successful.
depending on if
What-
they're going to obey their
They're passive, yeah.
Yeah,
So
I don't know.
non-aggressive.
Two-
They're just
in
gonna be
this
like,
scenario,
"Thank you,
I'm the
brother."
elder, and we have fight nights on
Then-
weekends.
On weekends.
then 2.
Two, probably.
Okay,
Two.
I put
mean,
12.3, and the 0.3 would be a small baby.
Dunkard child.
Yeah.
A donkey, some would call them.
Yeah, and they don't have to be like full-grown men. They could be women, children.
A little dunkling.
Yeah, I could fight 12 women and one baby Amish
A little dunkling.
on fight nights. That would be my thing.
A
It'd
little
be like,
blonde bowl cuts.
yeah, that you can call me the womanizer. Bring the women. I just beat them.
Just
Beat the women.
barefoot bowl cutting,
Yeah.
beating
What is
each other up.
Yeah. Okay, number 5. If you were an Amish gone wild, what would your gang name be? Now, this is your personal name
I wonder if
as
your
the
phone's still going.
as the gang leader and your gang's your group name. So you have to do both. Go.
I would be
Chariots of Fire.
Okay.
no, dude, bro. Our gang name would be the Wayward Duchies.
Yeah.
and,
The Wayward Duchies.
And I have no idea what my name would be. My king leader name would be Master. I'm the master of the Wayward Duchies.
Okay, so my personal name would still be Master Yoder because I feel like that's great. And then my gang name would be the Crazy Churners, and we would butter people. That would be what we'd do. Instead of shooting them, we'd drive by and just dump a whole.
We got a turf war between the butter churners.
Yeah. Oh, you don't want to pay. You want to pay me for the
some time to think about that.
You don't want to pay for your hay, buddy? How about you just get covered in a 5-gallon bucket of butter?
I feel like the Wayward Duchies is solid.
That was a good one. It took me 20 minutes to figure out Crazy Churners. I couldn't find anything that was more alliteration, but I thought Master Yoder was great.
Master Yoder is pretty funny. I have a friend whose name is Yoder.
Yeah, not Master Yoder.
Not Master. Nope, his first name is James.
You know. Okay, if I'm Master Yoder, my first name is Greg. Just a really basic, not Amish name.
Huh.
Anyway.
Is that it?
Yeah. Guess how? Okay. Do you know what?
You know the Mennonites are older than the Amish.
Yep. Menno Simons was the dude.
Yeah. Anabaptists, they shave their mustaches off their beards, and that got talked about in church on Sunday.
Well, your assistant pastor's Amish. Just joking.
No, but he does shave his mustache because he just doesn't like his mustache, so he shaves his mustache.
Yeah, that's what he tells you, but he thinks it's a secret way to heaven.
But he was like talking about the Amish people and stuff like that, and how they shaved the mustache, and all the guys in our church was like, "We should do that," and they tried to talk me into it, and I went, "No." They were like, "But your facial hair grows quick; you come back in like a week," and I went,
"That's weird."
So
I want to match a bunch of men.
Yeah, and then they said, "Come on, don't be."
Who else did it?
They hadn't done it yet. They were trying to talk me into doing it, and I was like, "No, I'm not doing it." And then I said, "Do you know there's a story in the Old Testament where David's men get the corners of their beard chopped off?"
Yeah,
and he wouldn't even let them back into the city until it grew back.
Yeah,
wouldn't even let them back in. Not till your beard grows back. You look like
not until it looks like a man again.
Yeah.
So I'm like shaving my mustache.
Oh, big announcement.
Huh?
We're gonna end this episode.
That big announcement.
That's the announcement.
We're done.
No, the
Big announcement. We're ending the episode.
We're having another kid.
I keep forgetting that.
What are your eyes?
I keep forgetting that you haven't told anybody.
Yeah.
And so.
For real?
Yeah.
Which is
yes.
Which is honestly a huge deal because I'm glad I forgot because I didn't want to say anything.
Yeah, this will come out in 2 weeks. We'll have our first appointment this coming Tuesday. So.
With the Amish doctor.
Yeah.
Oh, exciting time.
You gonna raise them Amish?
×2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fun time.
Yep. Bigger announcement. I'm getting a motor for my truck.
Even bigger announcement. Still doesn't have a CRV.
Ooh, buddy.
Bigger announcement.
That's exciting, man. That's you are now. I mean, I guess you don't have to answer if you feel weird about it. But are you hoping it's going to be a girl?
Are
or
you the
like
dad,
that? Or do you want like another boy?
No. So
no one heard me, but you heard me.
Honestly, I think it's going to be a boy. I don't know why, but I feel that. But I would either way. At this point, I would be thrilled either way, boy or girl. If we have boys,
as long as it's a baby,
healthy would be wonderful.
Humanoid.
Yeah. Hopefully, yeah. No, just I don't have any preference. I'd like for my wife to have a girl at some point. I would like to have a girl at some point. So I guess you never know. I mean, we'd like to have more than 2 kids, but I mean, you just never know.
Is there like a number you got that you plan on capping out at?
12.
No, I mean, I'd like to have. I think we would like to have at least 3 kids.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like we have both said we'd like to have 3, but my family was 4 and her family was 3. So I'm not saying 4, but I do know we would like more than 2. So it's all,
Well, You're like more than
Or-
halfway there.
You could get one bear, and that would count as the rest of the kids.
Yeah. It's just.
It's also a way of thinking about that.
Logistics.
Anyways, yeah.
Congratulations, my guy.
It's exciting. It's also exhausting.
Happy news, happy news.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
All right. Well, with that news, we'll pull the plug on this one.
Yeah.
Not the baby.
Yeah, I was supposed to say, whoa,
I
terminology.
think that maybe we should.
I think I want to name the title Wayward Donkeys.
Yeah.
Or Dutchies. Wayward Dutchies.
Just do Amish so people know what it is.
Nah.
People
The
are
Wayward
gonna-
Dutchies. I like
Wayward
that. That's so
Dutchies.
funny.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Remember, if you're not sure
So-
of where you're going to spend eternity, the Bible says, "For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in Him should not perish, but have everlasting life." Jesus died for the sins of the whole world, but it's up to you whether you receive that gift. Man, it's easy to get saved, and if you're questioning, wondering, just email us at calmdownsfine.com. We'll talk to you. We'd love to have a conversation with you about it. If you have any other questions, also shoot us an email. If you want to comment on the episode, shoot us an email or hit us up on our social medias. Thank you for listening. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode of the Calm Down, It's Fine podcast.
Amish. 12 Dutchies.
Hey there, comrades. Thanks for tuning in to the Calm Down It's Fine podcast. If you liked what you heard this episode, be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube and share that link. We want to get the episode out. We want as many new listeners as we can, and we want the old listeners to keep coming back. So be sure to like and subscribe. Find us on social media at CDIF Podcast. If you want to donate to the show, you can find the link to do so in the description below. So thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.